Howdy folks, Keywii here, and welcome back to Suzerain, or something, however it's pronounced. So, when I first loaded up this game, I was not prepared for how much rating it would be. I was not under the assumption that it was a visual novel slash role-playing game. I thought it'd be a little more visually, sort of less reading comprehensive based. Now, don't get me wrong, this is fucking awesome. But, turn one, done nothing. But I was not prepared for it. So after the fact, I watched like maybe one-ish video. I watched a little bit of Nook play this game. Not Nook. Fucking Quill 18. I watched a little bit of Quill 18 play this game, and just the bits that I've already done. I didn't skip ahead further. But it's very interesting. It's very fucking. I was not prepared. Anyway, so. I'm gonna go into this now with the mentality of there's going to be a lot of reading. There's gonna be some characters and stuff. It's gonna involve a lot of things. And also, I'm going through this codex here, and there's just a fucking lot. Like I'm looking at the timeline. There's fucking migration, 15-day war, the recession, 1951, ideologies, fucking miscellaneous. There's a lot of reading in this game. This is a full-blown fucking country. This is not just some, pee-poo, it's Tropico, it's Democracy 4, it's whatever. No, this is a full fucking invasion of your brain with information. Anyway, so, because of the whole autosave debacle, this game, doesn't autosave literally every second, essentially. So, I did have to go back and redo the speech. I just watched my video on the one monitor while going through the actual speech on this one, so everything is exactly the same. So I made no changes. I would have said so. I'm not the type of person to hide that kind of shit. Anyway, Serge Walkner. Hello, Mr. President. Still under the effect of the speech I made, hearing my new title made me smile. If you allow me to introduce myself, I am Serge, your new driver. It's nice to meet you, Serge. At ease, Serge. It's a pleasure, Serge. You know, at ease. If you're gonna be my driver, we're gonna have to get to know each other, okay? I'm about business, but I'm not all about business. I gotta fix things, but I'm not above being social. At ease, Serge. As you wish, Mr. President. He respectfully bowed his head before opening the car door and gesturing inside. I entered the car. We will be heading towards the palace. The motorcade began to move. On the way, Serge proceeded to explain his duties as a driver. As minutes passed by, I found myself lost in thoughts again, barely paying any attention to what he was saying. He suddenly made a gesture towards the new, now closer palace. Isn't it a beauty? The Maroon Palace. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a fair bit of skimming instead of actual reading. So it's where the executive branch, the government is situated, constructed. Quickly became the structure of political importance. Kingdom announced the balcony palace, reflecting the swift government power during the transition period. Received this name, maroon painted exterior walls, 100 rooms, several wings housing different branches of executive government. It's essentially the White House. Isn't it beautiful? He was right. Sunlight glinted off the palace's many maroon-colored domes. It was so bright that I had to look away. Every time I look at it, I am reminded of my duty to this nation. It is in good hands now. I might be a bit presumptuous. So do I, Serge. It is the beating heart of the nation, after all. You see, that feels right. We all owe a great debt to the men who led the country from here. And not as much. Just a building. No, I'm going to go with 2 here. So do I. It's a beating heart of the nation, after all. Well said, Mr. President. The car drove, alright, so, I got here after some fucking shit going on. There was a coup. There was, 5 different elections. Everyone became corrupt. I'm about that money math. I'm not corrupt, okay? I'm gonna fix the economy. I'm gonna work in education. We're gonna do the good together. The car drove past the majestic gates, continued uphill to the entrance, and stopped in front of the doors. Serge got out of the car and opened the door for me. Have a great day, Mr. President. Morgna West Corps. What? He referred to the famous swordish phrase from the times of revolution, a Magna West Corps, Vectern Sisda, which meant morning will come, victory is close. I'm not about that revolution life. See you soon. I made my way upstairs through the extravagant corridors of the palace. Marble and engraved wooden finishes decorated the interior. My footsteps echoed in the colossal halls. The guards bowed their heads in respect as I opened the massive doors to my new office. Ah, here we go, autosave. Alright, so now I guess we're in the actual game now. So there's a lot of shit going on. Can I zoom out? No, I can't zoom out, but I can zoom in. Morbel. Can I click on that? It's Morbel. Look at that. It's Morna. Some port shit going on. Fucking coastal cities. This is like a Rumberg, Agnolia, Rumberg. Ooh, hang on. If you hover over it, you see the flag. That's really cool. Can I do that for my capital? Which one's the capital? Is this one? Oh shit, I forget which fucking city I was born in. Hang on. I'm gonna pause right here, right quick. I'm gonna look at what city I was born in so I can know which one to care more about. Alright, so I'm from Holsword, which is this one here. Logistical issues, general staff gathers, Office of the President of Sordland, Maroon, briefing. Okay, so I want to zoom out, first of all. I'm so zoomed in. Anyway, I'm going to click on... I love these flags. I wish you knew what our flag was. Right, so this is Wayland. Read the report from Wayland. I guess I gotta get into one of these here. Congratulations from President Smalllock. President Smalllock sent his congratulations on the election victory and wished a cooperative future between Wayland and Sordland, signaling a desire to normalize the diplomatic situation between the two countries. Alright, so I gotta get familiarized with myself with what's going on here. Congratulations from Prime Minister. Congratulated the people and spoke about his hopes to have a beneficial partnership deal in the future. He sent his best wishes to the Swordfish people and warned us about the threats of encroaching this place. This is a communist advocate. Okay, I'll get that in a moment. Influence the United Cortana from the east, emphasizing the importance of unity in our continent, or Kappa. United Cortana. I don't see United Cortana anywhere, and the east is this direction. Maybe they're not on the continent. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, you're congratulating me. Great victory in which to cooperate in the future. Signal concessions from Volkswagen, and promise trade deal. Congratulated Swedish democracy for the successful elections that earned, and warned us about the threat Arcasia's growing influence poses from Eastern. Alright, so the East is bad. Bad East. Good bad East. Alright, so I got a few arrows left here, including this one. There's another congratulations. Election party stance on just the transparent elections. He signals his wishes to continue the trade partnership between our countries as equal partners, as opposed to earlier trade deals, which he believed gave Sordland unfair advantage. Yeah. So everyone's just like, yo, make sure you chill the fuck out. Read a report from Lauren. So I believe this is in like our territory. Because if you hover over it, yeah, it just shows the flag, and it's waving too. It's not static. That's nice. That's a real nice touch. So we got these different regions in our zone. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zones to deal with. Read the report from Arvery. Lack of investment. The mayor of Arvery, Eric Neal, reports a lack of adequate infrastructure around Arvery, which seriously undermines the attractiveness of Arvery's investment climate. Foreign investors, particularly from Agnolia, are becoming hesitant to invest in the city. Meanwhile, according to data published by the National Business Council, around 90% of a company's total expenditures in Agnoland is absorbed... is this Agnoland? Absorbed by logistical costs. Well, in pure regions, this figure is below 10%. Oh, fuck, I got news too. There's so much shit to click on. What news? The whole sword posed. Rayne spoke of unity. Alright, so President Anton Rayne has been sworn into duty in a great ceremony in Holsword. Thousands have attended the ceremony where President Rayne has met with his supporters for the first time after his election. In his inauguration, he spoke of unity, bringing focus to people's right for a free and prosperous life. For many generations, this country and its long history have kept us tied to an idea, the idea of unity, said the new president before he went on to start his first day in the Maroon Palace. So much shit to read all the time. Report calls attention to the alarmingly low levels of productivity growing in this region. All right, so this region is suffering economically. The high rates of food insecurity, malnutrition, and rural poverty, the inner parts of the region. And then I got the two big ones here, which that's an exclamation point, so I think I can skip that one. Yeah, read the report from Lockhaven. So I believe Lockhaven was the rich one. The latest marine traffic reports show that the port of Lockhaven is no longer the busiest in the continent, falling behind the third position. While this is a negative indicator for our administration, Lockhaven still has the potential to shine again as a major trading center. We want that trade incoming. The port of Lockhaven is the largest port in Sordland and holds enormous importance for the economy, particularly as the main distribution center linking the capital and inner parts of Sordland to the rest of the world. This major port city will hopefully keep supporting a possible economic upturn in the entire country if investment projects succeed. So that's everything on the board except for what looks to be the capital of Holsword, which is also where I grew up. It's where I'm born. So let's see here. We got the country over. Fucking Christ. So much fucking shit. A limited term. According to the Constitution, According to the Constitution, the president can be elected to serve an unlimited number of terms. That doesn't sound right to me. And all these are red. Well, this one is orange. And there was on this one, yeah, there's a green one. Freedom of press. Sordland mostly enjoys a free right of communication and expression through the media. Okay, military, welfare, order, diplomacy. What would education be under? Overburdened welfare system. Good urban institutions. Developed urban areas of Sordland have well-funded welfare institutions. So we need to work on education in this place. Corruption, illegal immigration, organized crime, military, experienced generals, economy. All right, so this is the thing. Stagnated production, weak transportation links, unemployment crisis. We gotta get more people employed. Okay, so that's a country overview. Political overview. All right, so yeah, this is Patur. These are some of my ministers. Chief strategist, okay. Minister of Health. Yeah. Factions. Old Guard. Alright, so these are not, none of these are me. Old Guard, oligarchs, and reformists. Legislation. Right. So this is red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, blue. So the oligarchs don't have a lot of power based on these seats. Opposition, 130, 70, 40, and 10. Okay. So we didn't get, like, the full majority, but we got... Oh, wait, no, we did, because we would have needed 125 for half. And seats. Old Guard, Centralists. Also a member of the court. Chief Justice. All right. I think I'm done with that. Notes. Feel free to take notes. Oh, my God! Oh, that's so fucking helpful. I can type whatever the hell I want. That's so good. Okay, what was the news report? Spoke of unity. Need unity. May promise. Okay. Fix economy. Fix education. All right, perfect. All right, what do we got in here? So the new I'm getting into this now. This seems cool. Sworn into office by Chief Justice. Another great win for the USP, who managed to get 37% of the general vote. First congratulations came from this person, Sortis politician, leader of the National Front Party. The runner-up of the general vote, the PFJP, didn't concede until the last minute, but the results were clear since several hours in. Down the streets of Holston, chanting campaign slogans, waving flags, banners. The public mood is very positive in the capital from all accounts on the ground. The city celebrating from a whole Sordian to become president of Sordland. Yeah. So I'm from there. So people are just like, hell yeah, dude. Okay, Anton from Holsword. I feel like I'll lose a lot of information if I don't write it down. Okay, let's see here. President Anton Sordland thing won the election on Sunday. Leader the... Well, Franz Richter, Swedish politician, businessman. Also, Free Party of Justice, shareholder in the construction company. All right. Leader of the Freedom Republic of the Justice. The head of the right-wing Nationalist Party. Take third place in over 11%. Both below 10% of the vote, failing to pass the 10% election threshold. That's very interesting. New term begins the opposition of the fucking letters, government, something. Radical. I'm not sure I like the idea of a radical newspaper. How many times do people fall for the same trap? We fell for this before with Colonel Sol, who supposedly saved this country and brought stability in times of chaos. His stability, however, meant a life of oppression. Any opposing voices were silenced and many were prosecuted. Next was Alfonso. As a third USP candidate becomes president, it is high time to realize that real change won't come from the party. All right, well, we'll see. Economists. Restructure the infrastructure and Solonomics. That's really funny. It's like Reaganomics, but Sol. Oh, this is two different newspapers. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Long-term thing. The business logistics depend on. However, the first step in the crux of the matter is diversification. Tax breaks. Dynamic economy. New era begins for Sordland. Take many requests answered. Top economists, analysts, the new business council. All right. I've read all the news. I'm into the place. I'm going to go do the exclamation point now. Read the report. All right, so there's two reports and then an actual two briefings. All right, so read the logistics report. So the mayor of Holsword reports the rising population and fast urban expansion has resulted in high levels of congestion in the city traffic. Logistics report underlines increased traffic and slow transportation routes as the biggest problems in the country. Okay, so England poor. Can I come back to this? I hope. I don't think I can. Whole sword, traffic, congestion, and the third one, rich city, less popular port. Okay. I don't want to close my notes. The mayor has reported the absence of well-designed, large, land-based logistics center where all transporters come together is one of the greatest problems of domestic transporters. Because Holland is a big metropolis, transporters are scattered all over a thing. Okay, unite, what was it? Transporters. Okay. No, Lockhaven, here we go. Lockhaven. England. All right. Welcome to England. We speak English here. Read the report from Holsword. General Staff convened right after the election to congregate our victory. All branches of the Swedish Armed Forces were represented in the meeting that took place at Camp Strongarm with massive security measures. Camp Strongarm. Large military base in Sordland. Oh, neat. Okay. The chief of the thing made a public press statement highlighting the increasing chance of military confrontation with Eastern Mercopa. Okay. Eastern Mercopa. Basically, Russia. Bad. Okay. Public press statement highlighting the military confrontation. Presses to strengthen the military. Maybe stronger military. Maybe we need stronger military. All right. I'm honestly, this notes is really good, so I can just come here. Yeah. So these are all the important shit. Anton from. All right. So this is all my policy. This is information. This is the cities. This is outside stuff. Okay. What do we got? Briefing on the current political situation. Briefing on the current economic situation. I need some economists. Can I minimize this and come back to it? Oh, thank God. All right. Ministry of Economy, Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Interior. All right. Simon Hall, Gus Magner, and Liz Griff were about to arrive in the White Room for our scheduled economy meeting when the room... where all important meetings were held. Two assistants arrived first carrying a heavy projector. They stood with it by the door, waiting for the ministers to enter. From the hallway, I heard Lily-ass Graf's voice. Lily. She was using the patient almost motherly tone she often took in heated arguments. Gus, do you really think that such an economically advanced area is more in need of investment than England? Oh yeah, that was the poor one that needed investment. I remember that. Brain, remembering things. Lily asked. My interior minister strode in. She was clad in shades of brown and beige. Only spot of color on the bright yellow nearest star on her necklace. Gus followed close behind. Don't be an idiot, Lilias. What about the unemployment crisis in Greater Holsword and Gulsland region? Oh, that's the region. Okay. Are going through. These areas are our economic heartland. Smallest region of the Sordland, bordering the regions. Its most vibrant economy is the regions of Sordland. Home to many factories, businesses, and research centers. Is known for technology and science. The region is home to the northernmost parts of the Maris Forest that stretches from to Sarna. Okay. Going through these areas are economic heartland. Gus curled his hands into fists. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development's temper hadn't changed since his days in the Alfonso administration, but neither had his reputation for getting shit done. His far-reaching network of connections was like any other. Simon Hull quickly stepped between the two ministers without looking at either of them. He cleared his throat. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone. What is this debate about? I need to know. Give me the facts straight up. Just a disagreement in internal economic strategy, President Rayne. Not sure if I would call it a disagreement, Lilias. Let's begin the presentation. Lilias, can you explain the situation? You can enlighten me, Gus. Alright, so let's begin the presentation. Can you enlighten me, Gus? Ms. Graf seeks to focus our economic development in a region where we can't reap the financial benefits. Business leaders are requesting better logistical links in order to contribute to the economy more. A wise idea if your main agenda is to make money instead of developing the region and serving the people. I'm sort of about that, to be honest. I'm about that money math. Lilias, can you elaborate? I'm gonna play middle of the road for these two because I don't know much about this. I'm just getting into this, right? I don't want to take sides quite yet. Of course. The argument is simple. England is our weakest region both in terms of economacy, and social support. We should support the city of Arvery and its respected mayor. The regional capital of England is situated on the mighty cliffs facing the sea. Can I hide that? Okay, I can come back to that. Arvery is on the mighty cliffs of the sea. Oh, excellent. All right, so I can just minimize it and come back to it whenever. This is fucking awesome. The UI in this game is so fantastic. Hundreds of square kilometers. Right behind the huge forest spans 100 kilometers. The Bay of Arvery has many fishing companies. The regional trade port has been traversed through a steep road that is carved into this. So the north is like very mountainous terrain. 1930s, the situation of the city is much worse, but due to the efficient mayorship of you, in fact, the city had a revival period. Living standards rose, so many companies started to move in. Land trade at Agnolia increased. Oh, okay, so because it's right beside... No, not right beside. Well, it is right beside. Just because it's right beside these guys, they're just like, yeah, shit, we'll trade with you better. Okay, fair enough. We support and the respected mayor. How impartial can you really be? Simon was observing the argument. What are your thoughts, Simon? I agree England needs investment. Why are you questioning her impartiality? What are your thoughts, Simon? I have to say that I agree with both of them. England is in need of investment, and we can improve Greater Holsland and Gelsland. Oh, right, the region. I want to avoid this topic now, since we talk about it in the future. We will talk about it in the future. I would rather first fully brief you on our current economic situation. Then pulled a silk handkerchief out of his pocket and briefly wiped his glasses. Oh, he's doing the anime thing. It's fucking sheen off the glasses there. My staff and I have comprehensively analyzed every aspect of. He was interrupted by a groan from one of the assistants by the door, both of whom were now visibly struggling to hold the heavy projector. Fucking set it down, idiots. Oh, you can put that there. He pointed below the painting of President Sol, Douche McGee. He was great when our country needed liberation, but it don't no more. The opposition, again, reached new heights, triggering major protests against him. The assistants placed a projector and installed a white screen on the wall. Leave now, I mean, thank you, and please leave now. The assistants left the cabinet room. I was reminded that Simon had never quite had a way with people. It doesn't matter, he gets shit done. But his facility with numbers had made him faculty? I don't know. A sought-after economist, specialist in Sordland. I envy this man. Simon started looking at it for his slides. He always carried documentation around with him. Wait, I'm not going to yawn. What the fuck? Obviously, I'm very interested in this. He just leaned to the table and spoke. Simon, what happened to the new police station construction in Estor? The city of Estor. Go to the location. Oh, in this place, this is the rich region. While going through his briefcase, he paused a moment to answer. It got stalled due to the government property boundary issue. I have been meaning to look at it. I can take a look at that one. Estor needs all the security help I can get. Most oil-rich city in Sordland. It was founded in the 14th century as a silver mining town, but fortunes turned when the mines ran dry. Okay, sure, more time spent on analyses. His eyes glittered as he finally found the slides he was looking for. He were looking for. There have been some developments in the Sordland losing further value today. We've been trying to stabilize it with the central bank. Recession of 51 put enormous pressure on the economy, resulting in the collapse of the value of our economy. Yeah, we're like at half. That's bad. Budget is good. Government budget is great. That might also be due to corruption, to be honest. The entire situation has magnificent cause for concern for our administration. Since economists is your forte, Mr. Rayne, it is possible that you might already be aware of the data. I can still explain the current economic situation in better detail. What is our GDP and debt situation? What is our unemployment and inflation rate? What is the status of the recession? I'm actually curious of the unemployment and inflation. Unemployment has skyrocketed and now is staggering 16%. Yeah, that's bad. You usually want that around 5%. And the inflation is set relative high of 7%. Unemployment is increasing crime and drug use. We need to get people off of the streets. The inflation isn't helping our average citizen either. Where's our GDP and debt situation? Alright, so we're getting high, skyrocketed unemployment. The inflation is real bad, much like real life. What's our GDP and debt situation? Our current GDP is 310 billion Sordish Ren. Sordish Ren, that's nice. And the national debt is 427 billion. What's the deficit, though? It's hard to fathom that we nearly lost 150 billion in wealth the past 3 years with tough. Was it 1954? What's the status of the recession? The economy has been in recession for about minus 6% in the past year. The average GDP has dropped from SR 71, 15,504. That was a band name. Capita to So yeah, I know people were making 15 grand. Now we're making about 10, which is just not good. Or wait, no, I'm reading that wrong. Either way, it's not good. The administration's success depends on our ability to stop the recession. The sooner we can reach GDP growth, the better. With all the information needed, let's move on to the economic strategy. This is what I play these games for. The economists. The economics. I'm an economist, after all. Scattered paper stack in front of him in an orderly manner to took a final look at the notes before clearing his throat. As you can see, the situation is alarming, but not everything is negative. The extensive privatization program of Alfonso left us a large budget surplus, which we can use to stabilize the crisis. That's actually really good. Yeah, so he's just like, all right, let's privatize fucking everything, give us the money, and then, he was trying to hoard it, but I'm going to put it back into the people. Rich country, more money, income, passive, You don't got to bleed the poor dry. You got to make everyone rich and then bleed the rich dry. Basic strategy. We need to settle on what general path we will take in our term. Solonomics-based nationalization happened in the 30s, and Alfonso's privatization began during the 40s. What will our administration focus on? One of our main promises was to promote a planned economy to stop the recession. To be frank, I still don't think this was a good idea. We shouldn't go back to Solonomics. That is the reason of the recession. No, the reason of the recession is we had a thing and then it was drastically shifted. Self-sufficiency will help us in tough times. Simon ignored the statement. Economic systems without regulation are bound to fail. You need rules. What are the consequences of the free market? The more of the economy we control, the better we can manage the recession. What are the downfalls of the planned economy? I'm feeling one, but let's see about 4. What are the downsides here? It is clear that most of the state corporations and other government-controlled systems are less efficient. The government of Sordland and its institutions of corporations have a solid history of delivering. The structural problems of Solonomics were going to lead to a recession, according to the predictions at the time anyway. Either way, even if we pick one of the doctrines, we retain the option to make economic choices on a case-by-case basis. That is, however, not recommended in my point of view. The last thing we need is a chaotic economic plan. We need a structured plan. That's right. Finally, something we can both agree on, Lilius. This is another important point which we have direct impact on our economy. Superpowers. We have done well not aligning ourselves with any one of them. Yeah, so the shit I said in, coming forward, is actually playing out. So that's really cool. I'm just I want to not choose either side. So apparently that's working well for us. Economically speaking, an isolationist policy overall could only work if we were to reap the benefits of both spheres and the rivalry. This is very dangerous to attempt, but still possible. We must be very cautious. There are schemes being devised about Sordland. We cannot give in to their wants now or in the future, otherwise our country will turn into a pawn. Sordland will not be controlled by any nations. Exactly. Sol was right all along with his politics. I still haven't decided if they wish to come with a deal. Time will show if staying neutral will work out. Sordland will not be controlled by any other nations. Precisely my point. We will stand strong and show an example of the world. I hope we won't regret this. Oh wait, no, that was this guy. Whatever. Simon cleared to start again. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Minister Whiskey will be in charge of informing you of those types of foreign policy decisions. We must first decide on our internal economic plan. I'm going to go until this is finished, so I'm going to go over time, likely, very frequently. Simon put forward a legal document outlining the possibilities with both economic doctrines listed. The cabinet ministers looked at me. We have to thank Sol for his planned economy for the boom. It clearly shows the success of the system. Let's finish what Alfonso started. With the capitalist free market reforms, his path was going to enrich Sordland. The planned economy focus bring us stronger allies. What's on our long-term economic schedule? Okay, so in my thing, I'm just the planned economy, real good. But these guys are all advising against it. But if I go against it, then I was basically lying in my speech, which I kind of want to avoid doing. Let's finish what Alfonso started with the capitalist free market reforms. His path was going to enrich Sordland. But, he's the one that started the recession. There's a lot riding on this. There's a lot riding on everything. Would a planned economy focus bring us closer allies? Yeah, having allies would be great. What's our long-term economic schedule? Picking a construction company, trade relations, tax reform, and welfare privatization or nationalization initiatives would be some of them. We must choose wisely and remember that the free market economy in all forms is the future of the world. I wouldn't be so sure. Okay, I guess I could be a liar. I don't know. Alfonso brought the recession, though, is the problem. We have to thank Sol. I don't want to thank Sol, dude. Fuck Sol. He may have got me this job, but fuck him. Clearly shows the success of the system. And they're suggesting that it was going to fail regardless, so it's entirely possible that the free market model isn't at fault for the recession. It just happened at basically the same time. Radical change sort of screwed everything up. They said it's gonna happen regardless. So, and this dude, my man, he's just free market, all that sort of situation. If a planned economy focus bring us stronger. All right, well, let's finish what Alfonso started. I hate this. Recession was a direct result of its free market reforms. That's what I say. History must note that the reason for the recession was because Edward Alfonso was betrayed by his party. That is not true. There was plenty of time for him to do it. If you can't make change happen in 2 years, then you are at fault. The planned economy focus bring us stronger allies. It would make United Cortana diplomatically look at our country in a more positive light. There are proponents of the planned economy. The influence Arcasia has on the world economy is extensive. Our economic strategy should be based on internal reasoning, though. Let's move on. What are your final thoughts, then, Mr. President? Critical institutions must remain in state control. We must be fully responsible in delivering services. We should look at opportunities like privatizations to create financial resources. A market economy doesn't require as much guidance and could help us attract foreign capital. We need rules. It is hard to fully agree or disagree with these options. No. I'm gonna pick one of them. I'm just gonna pick one or two. We should look at the opportunities like privatization to create financial resources. Critical institutions must remain in state control. If you could be, and it wouldn't be negative, but either way, you make the choices. So what will a general economic plan promote? Promote a planned economy as we promised. Not sure if we made the right decision here. Gus looks worried. Yeah, Gus, the rural development, he doesn't look happy. Now that there's clarity on which direction we are headed, I will work on a good plan accordingly. This concludes our meeting. At the next gathering, we will talk about upcoming infrastructure investment plan. Now that the economic direction was taken, the ministers dispersed for lunch at the Maroon Palace. Oh, God, that was fucking something. All right, before we fucking save quit, so, economy plan, planned economy. There you go. So, yeah, we're going to see if we can make Soul's thing actually work. Because it was working for a while. You know. Infrastructure report. Anyway, so it just auto-saves, so I'm going to say turn 1. Decision was made to promote a planned economy in this country. Yeah, so we gotta stick true to our guns here. We promised a planned economy, we're going to deliver a planned economy. What is this? Economy. Unemployment crisis. We're promoting a planned economy system and advising businesses to shift towards this goal. Alright, so, that ought to be it for this one. Christ, that was a fucking long episode. These are all going to be long episodes, just for the record. But, you know, that's just the way it is, right? This game is fucking filled with information, and everything is, like, part of each other, so it's, like, actually real feeling politics, as opposed to, Democracy 4, which is great, it's a great game, but it doesn't feel, like, grounded in reality a lot of the time. It's fun, it's just not, you know, real feeling. This feels real to me, so I love it. I'm grateful for it. So anyway, that ought to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, from Keywii, you can return yourself a delightful day. I love you all. Goodbye. Expect a long yet form episode.